So, just a slight disclaimer, this next talk involves discussion of art and human sexuality, and features gorgeous, non-explicit photography of the human body. While no frontal nudity is present, we understand that it still may make some people feel uncomfortable. If so, we have a short intermission coming up next, so feel free to skip out a little early just for that. And just be sure to come back in 15 minutes because we have a lot of really great talks yet to come. So I'll turn it back over to Mr. Cobb.
All right, thank you. You know, we almost need that deep voice. Due to subject matter, please turn your heads away. All right, while I'm waiting for anybody that wants to kind of mosey down, I'm just going to give you a little background on Heather. Heather Sticka is a sixth-generation painter. She literally has this in her blood. A musician, an artist, and a creator of what Justin just talked about, the Dirty Haiku Project. For that project, she tells me she's seen more people in their underwear than anyone who doesn't hang out at a strip club. Now, it's not as Justin said. We don't want you to get your panties in a wad. Although it is quite possible some of the people you'll see on here will have their panties in a wad. Ladies and gentlemen, with confessions that I was forced to make, please welcome Heather Sticka.
I am Heather Sticka, and I am the creator of the Dirty Haiku Project. Now, when I thought of this idea randomly in a bar last winter, I had no idea the number of deeply personal confessions I was about to be forced to make. For instance, I kind of just think about this all the time. And then I had to confess to my friends that sometimes when they're telling me about their relationships and little things that they went and did last weekend, I'm not paying attention anymore because I'm going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm thinking about this already. Or my husband, my dear sweet husband, when he comes home from work and he's telling me about his day and he's asking me about mine and he's being so kind, I just want him to shut up already because in my head I've moved on to this. But I have to confess, I think the worst confession I had to make was to my mother. I mean, it's one thing to tell your mom that you think you might be becoming a poet, but it's another thing to tell your mom, you know, I think the poetry's about this. And you think, you know, poetry beautifully written on someone's body is great. But I have to admit, I didn't think this through. I didn't think about the actual writing on my friend. So when we took this first photograph last December, I have to confess, it took me 5 tries to actually write on her because it just kind of made me nervous. And then at that point, I still hadn't thought through to the fact that 69 photographs is a lot. I didn't know this guy. Do you know where I had to grab him to write this? And I will confess that I never in all of my life believed that I was going to have to introduce myself. Hi, my name's Heather Sticka. Can you take off your dress? Because I'm going to write on your tummy. Now, I'm completely comfortable with confessing that I'm not a photographer. I mean, point and shoot, sure, that's fine. Whatever, I can do that. But this project was pretty big. I mean, the night I thought of it, I came home with 5 volunteers. And in order to get something that meant something, I was going to have to ask for help. And confessing I needed help was a little bit hard. But I called my friend Rob Lillydoll of Lillydoll Imaging, and I asked him, so how do you feel about boudoir photography? He texted me back and he said, let me ask my girlfriend. She said he felt fine, so we started working together, and working with someone on a visual art project is honestly quite nerve-wracking. I had a really clear idea of what I wanted. No faces, high contrast, no distinguishing marks that the models didn't want it, and no explicit nudity. And from day one, Rob had what was in my head. And I have to confess, that was one of the best things that I ever did was asking for him because he got this out of this little tiny pen drawing that I had. I have to confess my gratitude for him and for his help. I have to confess I hate the word gratitude. I hate the word thank you because it's such a small word. I had friends show up at multiple shoots waiting for the right shot. I had friends that would come to shoots and then run errands for me because I forgot things at home. And I have to confess that we started in March, and we were still going in June, and July, and August, and then I got fired over it. I have to confess I lost my faith until this woman came. She says, I've never done anything like this before, but when she saw her shot, and her eyes welled up, I have to confess I felt absolutely amazing. And this woman, complete stranger that came to a live shoot that we had at House of Bloom in Omaha, I have to confess that I am envious of her bravery. Because I don't have a whole lot, and it's hard for me to admit to everyone that I'm not a finisher of projects. I have great ideas, I'm sure everybody understands. Great ideas, big huge ideas, never follow through. But that's okay, because when you find the right project, it's easy to follow through. In fact, everything's easier. You get to capture images of people that you love and you don't know, and you get to show them off. I have to confess, I wasn't willing to even think about the fact that I was going to be able to do this. I mean, this is Nebraska, and my wheelhouse happens to be sex, and saying words like nipple and boob, and it's not easy. But it has gotten easier. We've gotten signed to an art rep company in LA. We're talking about doing a book. But I'll confess to you now, honestly, all I wanted was a really big party. So, here in a couple of weeks, we're going to be at the Bourbon for 3 hours only. Burlesque, DJs, food, drinks, everything. But instead of just celebration of a project, this is a personal celebration for me. Because I have to confess, I really want to celebrate the best year of my life. Thank you.
On that note, we're going to take a 10-minute break.